Daniel was a simple man. He woke up before the sun, pulled on his worn work boots and headed out the door. His days were filled with the honest sweat of hard work. Construction was his craft. Building a life with Lisa was his passion. He loved her deeply. They had built a life together, brick by brick, just like the houses Daniel built. Each laugh line around her eyes was a testament to their shared journey. He worked tirelessly, believing his efforts provided her with comfort and security. Every night he would return home, weary but content. Lisa's smile was his reward, her embrace his sanctuary. He believed their love was as sturdy as the foundations he laid. He never imagined for a moment that it could all come crumbling down. It was a Thursday, no different from any other. Daniel came home early, a bouquet of sunflowers in hand. He wanted to surprise Lisa. He wanted to see her smile. Instead, he was met with a sight that made his blood run cold. There, in their living room, was Lisa, in the arms of another man. Tom, he knew his name, a colleague from work. The world seemed to stop spinning. The sunflowers slipped from Daniel's grasp, falling to the floor with a dull thud. Time became meaningless. The air thickened, making it difficult to breathe. The betrayal was a physical blow, a punch to his gut that stole his breath away. He couldn't believe his eyes. This couldn't be happening. Not to him, not to them. Lisa's eyes met his. Panic flooded her face, washing away the soft glow he loved. She stammered, trying to explain the unexplainable. Tom, the other man, stood frozen like a deer in headlights. "Daniel, I'm so sorry," Lisa choked out, her voice barely a whisper. The words hung in the air, hollow and meaningless. They couldn't erase the image seared into Daniel's mind. An apology couldn't mend a shattered heart. He saw the fear in her eyes, the guilt etched on her face, but all he could feel was the crushing weight of betrayal. Years of love and dedication felt like a cruel joke. His sacrifices, his unwavering loyalty, all for this? For her to betray him in the sanctuary they had built together? Rage bubbled up inside him, hot and fierce. He wanted to scream, to lash out, to demand answers, but the words wouldn't come. He felt paralyzed, trapped in a nightmare he couldn't wake from. "Get out," he finally managed to say, his voice raspy and unfamiliar. "Both of you, get out of my house." They didn't need further prompting. Lisa, tears streaming down her face, grabbed her purse and followed Tom out the door. Daniel stood there, alone in the sudden silence. The remnants of their betrayal lingered in the air, a misplaced sweater, the lingering scent of her perfume, the ghost of Tom's presence. He sank into the couch, his head in his hands. The pain was unbearable, a suffocating weight that threatened to crush him. Section 5, picking up the pieces of a shattered heart. Days turned into weeks. Daniel moved through life in a daze, a shadow of his former self. The joy had been sucked out of everything. His work, once a source of pride, now felt meaningless. The house, once filled with laughter and love, now echoed with emptiness. Sleep offered no escape. Nightmares plagued him, replaying the scene of Lisa's betrayal over and over. He couldn't eat, couldn't focus, couldn't find solace in anything. The pain was a constant companion, a gnawing ache in his chest. He thought about Lisa's apologies, her attempts to explain her actions. She claimed it was a moment of weakness, a lapse in judgment. She said she still loved him, but her words felt empty, hollow echoes in the vast emptiness of his pain. Section 6, the long road towards healing. One day, Daniel found himself standing in front of the mirror. He barely recognized the reflection staring back at him. His eyes were bloodshot, his face gaunt, his shoulders slumped with the weight of his heartbreak. In that moment, something shifted within him. He saw the toll that the betrayal had taken, the way it had chipped away at his spirit. He realized he couldn't continue to let their actions define him. He deserved better. He deserved to heal. It was a long and arduous journey. There were days when the pain threatened to consume him, days when he felt like giving up. But slowly, painstakingly, he began to piece his life back together. He started going for walks, reconnected with old friends, and even found solace in the familiar rhythm of his work. Section 7. Rediscovering self-worth in the rubble. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, Daniel began to see the betrayal not as an end, but as a beginning. He realized that Lisa's actions said more about her than they did about him. He had been a good husband, a loyal partner, a hard-working man. Her infidelity didn't diminish his worth. He started to focus on himself, on his own happiness. He rediscovered old passions and explored new ones. He took up painting, his canvases filled with vibrant colors that reflected his newfound zest for life. He joined a hiking group, finding solace in the beauty of nature. With each passing day, he felt himself growing stronger, more resilient. The pain of betrayal was still there, but it no longer held him captive. He had found a new sense of purpose, a determination to live a life filled with joy, authenticity, and love. Section 8. A new dawn, a new beginning. The first time Daniel laughed after the betrayal, he was surprised by the sound. It felt strange at first, unfamiliar after months of silence and pain. But as the laughter bubbled up from deep within him, he realized it was a sound of healing, of liberation. He was no longer defined by the actions of others. He was Daniel, a man of strength, resilience, and unwavering hope. He had been through the fire and emerged stronger, his spirit tempered by adversity. He had learned the hard way that love should not come at the cost of his own self-worth. He was ready to open his heart again, to embrace the possibility of finding a love that was true, a love that honored his worth, a love that would never betray his trust. He knew that somewhere out there, someone was waiting to appreciate the depth of his love, the sincerity of his heart, and the unwavering dedication he brought to every aspect of his life. Section 9. The search for genuine connection. Daniel started slowly, dipping his toes back into the dating pool with caution. He went on dates, some awkward, some promising, all the while staying true to himself and what he was looking for. He was honest about his past, his vulnerabilities, and his hopes for the future. He was surprised by how many people connected with his story, with his resilience and his newfound appreciation for life. He met women who admired his strength, his kindness, and his dedication. He realized that his capacity for love had not been diminished by betrayal, but rather it had deepened. He was no longer afraid to be vulnerable, to open his heart to the possibility of getting hurt again. He knew that true love required taking risks, and he was willing to take that leap of faith, trusting that this time it would lead him to the love he deserved. Section 10. Moving forward, stronger and wiser. Life had thrown Daniel a curveball, a painful and unexpected betrayal that had shaken him to his core. But instead of letting it break him, he had used it as an opportunity to rebuild himself, stronger and wiser than before. He had learned the importance of self-love, the power of forgiveness, and the unwavering resilience of the human spirit. He knew that his journey wasn't over. There would be challenges ahead, heartaches and disappointments. But he was ready to face them head-on, armed with the lessons he had learned and the unwavering belief that he deserved a love that was true, a love that would never betray his trust. He was ready to embrace the future, open to the possibility of finding a love that would honor his worth and appreciate the depth of his love. Daniel's story is a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit, a reminder that even in the face of unimaginable heartbreak, we have the capacity to heal, to grow, and to love again. It's a story about betrayal, yes, but more importantly, it's a story about resilience, self-discovery, and the unwavering pursuit of a love that is true. If you like this content, please add, like, and subscribe.